Jason Baker here with Rise Real Estate. I'm so excited to bring you today's training. It's an extension of a training we did about a year ago that I sent out, but it is more important than ever. Okay, even more important than last year when I first started going down this road with the agents on my team, is to understand the motivation of the buyer or the seller. Nothing is more important right now. We are going from a time where there was 30 people fist fighting in the front yard of a house to where you're lucky if you get an offer on your house in most price ranges. Now, granted, if there's something that's awesome around 250 or 300, there could still be some, MMA rustling in the front yard. But generally speaking, right, which is how we should speak and not speak about exceptions, we need to dig deeper. So I'm telling my team, like last year I was telling them, are they saleable? So everybody was motivated last year. You didn't even have to figure out at the beginning of last year, you didn't even have to figure anything out. Like you can tell how motivated they are by how much over asking they went. But now, since we have a finite amount of time in a day, in a week, or whatever else, and the number one mistake that I see people making right now is only surface level questions, if there's any questions at all, but working with the unmotivated because business is down and they're not, and they'd rather be busy than productive, right? So I think more than ever I'm seeing out there in the marketplace, especially among agents or single agents, non-team agents where nobody's holding them accountable, I'm seeing them working with clients that they normally wouldn't work with out of desperation. And I think that's a byproduct of a busy body tells the mind that you're busy, although you're really not that busy. So my advice to you, if there's any advice I ever gave you that I would listen to, is ask yourself honestly, are they closable? Are they closable in the next 15 to 30 days? Okay, or 0 to 30 days. Are they closable right now? If the answer is no, consider not working with them anymore. Now, I know that sounds like the craziest thing you've ever heard, but believe me, it'll free you up to focus on people who are able to purchase or sell their home right now. So that all comes down to motivation. Are you more motivated than they are to buyers to get them to buy or to get them to sell? A lot of times we do that. So the people who are more motivated than their sellers to sell are collecting expired listings and not saleable listings. So I want to dive into 50 motivating questions for sellers. Now it's already 3 minutes into this video, so I'm going to try to pick out a few, and I'm going to include this document in the actual body of the email so that you can review it. And I don't have to talk to you for 39 minutes because you'll fall asleep. What is your motivation for buying? What is your motivation for selling? Listen to them talk, okay? Your job here is to figure out if that's it's not our job to figure out, it's not our job to say, well, that's important or that's not important, because to them it might be important. But you need to figure out if that reason is going to pull them through or have them say yes to a price reduction when it becomes necessary. Or are they going to purchase a home that checks 8 out of 10 boxes, or they need 11 out of 10 boxes checked, right? So we have to deal with the realistic right now. What was your reason for selling the home in the first time, if it's an expired, or what was the reason for, again, drilling down on why they were selling. In this particular question, number 2 is if it was expired. Number 3, what specifically was important to you about getting it sold? Why are we asking this question 2 or 3 different ways? Because sometimes when you ask it the first time, they don't answer. So you have to circle back around. Now, sometimes there might be a little more dialogue and then you circle back around. But one of these ways is going to be a way to get them to tell you really what it is. This morning I was talking to expired. They said, I think we're good. I said, question, would you have sold your house last week if you got a full price offer? And he goes, absolutely. I said, then it stands to reason, then in my mind, that if you got a full price offer or more in the next 7 days, you'd sell it. The first time ever I heard, no, absolutely not. We've decided to stay. Okay, great. So what is influencing you to sell? Yet another way to hear that for them. What factors are going into the decision to sell your home? We are working our way around different personality styles here: analytical, amiable, driver, expressive. Okay, what's important to you about the time frame you've established? I want to know if the kids are graduating, or there's a job transfer, or they're retiring. We got to know that, because you might get a no, right? It might be March, right? No, Jason, I'm absolutely not going to list my house. Okay, fair enough. Tell me more about that. What's important about the time frame you've established? Why is it a no right now? Well, Jason, we don't have to move until June when my daughter graduates from high school. Okay, fair enough. Did you want to start selling then, or know where you're going then? Okay, great. Have you considered the problem that creates you by waiting? And you say, well, no. Well, by then, there'll be way more inventory on the market. And you did tell me you wanted to net the most amount of money on the sale of your home, correct? Great. Well, the smart thing to do, in my opinion, is to start in March. If you want to make more money, there's less inventory. Less inventory, more showings per home, more showings per home, more offers per home. Just simple math, correct? Yes. Okay, great. Let's do this. Why don't we meet at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock? Can you hear the language, how I speak? This is real estate language, okay? This is not, this is practiced over years, tens of thousands of hours, I would say, on the phone prospecting. Yes, I'm a prospector, sorry. Are you downsizing or upsizing? I want to know why. Again, I'm trying to figure out why. Never, ever before in the history of real estate is it more important to figure out why. You're trying to move people from a 3% interest rate up into a 7% interest rate. Oftentimes, you have to make sure that reason is enough, or maybe you should advise that they don't sell. Imagine that. So why did you list your home in the first place? Where are you moving to? What are you doing with the proceeds of the sale of your home? What has you wanting to leave the neighborhood? Sometimes, it could just be a loud neighbor, right? Why did everybody move when I bought my farm in Florence? Just kidding. Nobody did yet. What kind of home would be good for your family? What's the lowest price you'll accept for your home? Now, I hate that question. I will personally never ask that, but it's on here. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you place your motivation for selling? What's most important for you in accomplishing the sale of your home? Different ways to ask the same question. What's stopping you from listing today? Would you help a buyer finance your home? What brought you to our website? What has you curious about the value of your home if it's an internet lead? What motivates you to sell and move on? What is preventing you from working with a licensed real estate agent if a for sale by owner? How long have you been considering selling? How long will you work on your own before hiring a licensed real estate agent to handle the sale and help you net more money? Have you already started the process of interviewing agents, trying to figure out where they are? These are, when you internalize scripts or you internalize questions, when you hear some hesitancy and you've practiced these questions, you're able to really figure out what makes that person tick. And if we care about our clients or future clients, we really want to know and help advise them on if this is actually smart. It shouldn't just be, well, I need a commission, well, I need a listing, well, I need a sale. There's less homes that have sold this year than last year by far. And all across the country, there's going to be 2 to 3 million less sales this year than last. And last year was down from the year before overall. And 60,000, almost 70,000, I think now, that was last month's stat. So 65 or 70,000 people have left the real estate industry so far this year. And it's not because they're making a lot of money. And so if we don't start to learn, I was talking to someone this morning in training, I said, real estate's one of the only jobs I've ever seen where people just get into it and not practice their trade. Like, they don't treat this as a real profession. So many people, it's some like ancillary income, some like side hustle or something, versus like the most amazing business if run like an actual business where you actually practice your craft. Is there any business out there where you don't have to practice your craft or go to school? And I'm not talking about stupid, the initial 70-hour thing, which you'll never use any of that garbage anytime in your whole entire real estate career, none of it. Why don't they teach you situational baseball? Why don't they teach you how to actually find a client and how to treat them right and how to sell a client more outside of your center of influence, okay? These people that are in real estate, the brokerages, with all due respect, to just teach them how to talk to people that they know. And when that happens, there's an 87% churn rate after 4 or 5 years in the industry, because that's not going to get them through. Okay, so sales systems are necessary. Practicing your craft is necessary. I can't stress that enough. Which is why every morning from 8:30 to 9:15 we practice our craft, and then I ask or recommend to our agent that they practice their craft some more with some of our place agents around the country in various groups that they're in role play. So I wanted to go over some of these. I'll post the rest of it down. The video is long enough. I bored to death already. But practice your craft in the language of your craft if you want to be better in conversation with your people and close more transactions, help more families. It's, again, it's the highest ego, lowest skill in many cases. Like we have these major egos, but then I ask, how many hours have you practiced your listing presentation in the last 7 days? And they blink and they go, what's a listing presentation? And then I throw my hands up and I go jump in a lake. So anyway, please enjoy this. If you have any questions whatsoever, let me know. We are looking for to partner, okay, a 50-50 partnership with great agents around the state of Montana. There's no place I wouldn't want to partner with someone. I'll join any MLS if you would allow me the time to explain our business model to you and how it can help you close more transactions, spend more time hunting for deals versus adminning them, providing you with all the tech, tools, leads, everything else. I would love an opportunity to be your coach and your trainer and your mentor and your business partner. So just let me know. There you go. That's my ulterior motive today. But you'll know, I've sent you about 15 other videos where I didn't say something such as this. So I make no bones about it. I am recruiting in this video. Have a wonderful day.